So welcome to another edition of the Tock Show. This is a series that's been going for a few months now, and it's turned out to be quite successful, so we've got some more victims, haven't we, Rick?
Yes. You'll notice that I am not on camera, and that's because I'm wearing...
You're an ugly f***er.
Well, yeah, but I'm also wearing overalls, and so I reckon that two suits... You were just about usable in this show wearing your t-shirts and jeans.
True.
But I thought, like, Bermuda shorts and t-shirt, I wasn't going to come on, so I'm just going to sit over here.
Cool. So Rick is the silent partner in this game. He's a bit of a victim, I suppose. Coronavirus or whatever else, herpes. So he'll stay out of the way. And if you've heard the podcast, you'll know the voice, but you won't know what he looks like. So that's absolutely fine. And we have two special guests from James Porter and Son in Glasgow. We have Simon Porter and Allan. How are we doing, guys?
Not too bad.
I was actually going for your boss there, but okay,
Yeah.
Go for the money. So we're here today because recently you guys have basically blown up with the different brands that you've got. You've always been known for Grand Seiko, MeisterSinger, Muhle Glashutte, but you've now got SINN, you've now got anOrdain, and you've got Doxa as well. So we thought instead of doing another podcast where you're trying to explain things, we would show them off. So how did all this happen? How did you decide to blow it up and bring more brands in?
Well, since we kind of joined Red Bar and got more involved in the kind of watch scene, more brands came on the radar, and so Doxa was relaunched. That was a kind of Kickstarter. Grand Seiko, the growth of Seiko and Grand Seiko over the last few years has been huge, and then Doxa seemed like a perfect fit. Alongside, I've always been a fan, and actually, Allan has got one, and I've seen his, and Floatlight's got one.
Yeah. What doesn't he have?
Well, exactly. And so when they were being relaunched, the distributor I know very well, and we get other brands from her, and we were able to get first opportunity to get.
It was just a good fit then?
Yeah, perfect fit, and they've been great. And it fits really well with kind of the Seiko prospects and Grand Seiko, and then SINN, again, is another one I'd been admiring for a few years, and it seemed with the success of Doxa, SINN seemed the perfect fit. It was the right time.
Mm-hmm.
I had been looking at them for, 2 years at Basel. I'd go and have a look, and very busy stand, fantastic watch, but it wasn't quite right. But now I feel time's right.
No, you've carved out this kind of, enthusiast corner of the Regal Arcade in Glasgow, and we constantly get people, even travellers, people that are coming over from Europe or down south, coming up to see you and then reporting back to us saying that the range you've got is phenomenal. And I think anOrdain's probably the one that brings them in, because of the enamel dials, and I know you've got a few of them here as well, so I'll look at them shortly. But let's do a wrist check. So since you spoke first, boss, Allan, on you go. What have you got today?
Seiko Paddy Turtle. One of my favourite watches. I actually bought it from Simon, maybe four or 5 years ago, maybe. One of the first watches that I bought getting into this hobby.
That was a kind of Kickstarter for the whole, I would say Seiko have always been a great brand and have always done very well, but that one took it to a kind of another level.
Yeah.
Right.
The enthusiasts seem to get, I think, back into the brand.
Yeah. Just, for a big watch, it wears very well.
Yeah.
Certainly one of the comfiest watches I own. And yeah, wear it all the time.
Yeah, and you've got it on an interesting...
like a, sort of sand NATO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it you know whose?
It's not actually. It's this is actually from MK NATO straps.
Okay.
Monkey swag.
We'll delete
NATO
that
straps.
part. That's fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
Buy your NATO straps.
We don't sell them.
No, we don't. But yeah, just
Brilliant.
like mix it up.
Good. And Simon, what have you got today?
I'm wearing my Muhle Tritoni Moonphase, which I love.
How long have you had that one for?
I got that last year. It was launched at Basel last year. So the time I got it was kind of summer. But yeah, I'm not even a big Moonphase fan, but I just really love the colours and the case. I love the finishing in the case.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
you
underrated.
guys have been dealing with that brand for quite some time as well.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years. Very underrated. It's fantastic value. And
Yeah, we met, was it the owners?
Tilo was over.
Yeah.
Tilo Muhle was, again, it's a kind of old established family business as well, which is nice. I think they're 5th generation as well. Quite nice.
That was good that you guys are flying the flag for the independents. And Rick over in the corner.
Oh, Panerai.
Surprise, surprise.
Naturally. And because you guys...
I'm going to try and get so that Simon gets to sell Panerai. I think that's the future. He just needs to add Panerai to all of this, and that's sorted. I would just then only need to go to James Porter and Son.
Hold on a
I wouldn't
second.
go
I
anywhere else.
do like Panerai.
Hold on. Panerai, where are they from?
Italy.
And is that country currently okay?
Well, mind you, the watch is maybe made in China. I don't know.
Well,
It was doesn't
double
really
dunter.
help.
We'll find out. We'll find out soon.
We shall find out.
China.
Good. And I am wearing, well, kind of in celebration of what you guys do, you also do G-SHOCK. And one of the, well, not the first pieces, because I've bought quite a few from you, but one of the more recent pieces I got was the Casio G, which is very difficult to get a hold of.
Yeah.
And not wearing that today, but I've got limited edition 1600 series.
Cool.
Which everybody hates, and you're laughing at me saying it's cool, but
No, I
think
like
it's
it.
cool.
I like it. I have to say it's growing on me. I mean,
Well,
I should get
it's not
cream
the
for
worst.
it, but
That's the same series that they did the Kith one. Is that right? They did that with
Yeah,
Rose.
I just rubbed that in that I couldn't get that. Yeah.
Well, even I tried to get that.
Well, I tried to get it. I spoke to Floatlight to see if he could organise one, and apparently made inquiries, but who knows?
Yeah.
You know,
Well, if he
it's-
can't get it, you're screwed.
exactly, or suddenly he's got two and nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
So for the
it's a G3PO.
yes, I coined the term G3PO
Right,
because
okay.
people were saying it was very Star Wars, and I suppose it is a little bit. So there we go. But let's sort of take it back a couple of stages. We've had you guys on the podcast, and we had a podcast with you right back at the beginning.
Yeah.
Way back, but since we're doing a sort of recap of things for anyone that might not have caught that, do you want to give us a little bit of an intro as to James Porter and what you guys do?
Well, we're an independent kind of family business. I'm the fifth generation. We have been in the Argyll Arcade since 1887.
Rick, do you remember that?
I wasn't actually invited to the opening event.
Okay.
I couldn't go that weekend.
You were polishing shoes that day?
I was polishing
Okay.
shoes that day.
And so we've been there a long time. Traditionally, we were engagement rings and wedding rings, and then we got into watches later on. I think my father said we were dealing with Seiko before Seiko actually had their operation in the UK, so we were buying it from a distributor.
Right.
So we've been a Seiko dealer for over 40 years, and we, in the last, then became a Grand Seiko. So the natural fit was for us to become a Grand Seiko, to step up to that, and that was, I think, 4 years ago, maybe 5.
Was that just before they became big again?
Yeah, while they were
Right.
still had Seiko at 12 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we were about the 4th retailer at the time with Grand Seiko, and we've seen a big growth ever since.
Were you first in Scotland?
First in Scotland, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've obviously had an interview with Grand Seiko as well. Handsome Rob,
Yep.
that we coined the term as well. We're good at that.
I know
We're
you
good at
are.
nicknames.
You are.
So hopefully we'll be seeing him as well on a future talk show edition, and he will be bringing some interesting stuff, because the first event I ever went to, first watch event, first Red Bar event, was in your place,
That's right.
and it was Credor, and it was organised by you.
Mm.
So it's a bit of a
Yeah.
coming together.
Because that was our first ever event as well, because
Ah.
we tended to be a bit kind of below the radar and just
Not anymore.
go on with things and, quietly.
Evolving.
Yeah, but
Yes.
with the start of Red Bar, and Dave Sharp, Floatlight's played a part in that as well.
Yeah.
So Dave and Alan, we had our first event. You guys met.
No, we didn't.
You not meet at the event.
Nope.
Was it after the event? Was it?
It was in your Instagram comments that we met,
Oh, was it?
because we were both taking
Because
the
of the because of the G-SHOCK purchase.
It was
Yeah,
the
we both-
G-SHOCK
we both bought
purchase,
the G-SHOCks.
and then we came up with the idea of doing a podcast called Wrist Action,
Right.
and then it kind of just it kind of went from there, and here we are now. So interesting times,
It's meant to be.
but it was meant to be. So hopefully you're going to make a comeback as well.
Yeah.
Hope so.
We
So-
hear rumours.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do.
No, it never went away. It'll be back.
Good.
Just finding the time.
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah, we know that. No, that's cool. And a little bit of history about yourself then. Red Bar, your watch collecting.
Yeah, always sort of been interested in watches. I was given watches as gifts when I was younger. It was probably maybe 2012, around about then, where I sort of had a conversation with a friend of mine that had a rotary watch that was like a JLC flip kind of watch, and I was looking at
Oh,
it. and I was
reversal
sort of-
style.
I remember that. Yeah.
yeah, and he got given it as a birthday gift, and I was asking him how it worked. I didn't know anything about mechanical movements or nothing, and that kind of got me thinking, and then sort of slowly progressed into, I'm going to buy one. Ended up getting a Hamilton khaki day date 42
start,
mil, which
yep.
is way too big for me, and I don't wear very often. But yeah, and then just went down the rabbit hole. Bought a whole bunch of watches over a short period of time, like a lot of people do. But yeah, I love it, and then started Red Bar through a friend. Got in touch with Adam Aniotis in the States, and yeah, met Dave Sharp, and all sort of
Everything just went downhill from there.
Yeah.
It's a common story.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen just off the record, not off record, but off piste? Rotary brought out a series of watches about 6 years ago. They were well ahead of their time, and they were all limited editions. Right. They did a Richard Mille copy. They did a. There were 6. I can't remember all the different brands. But did you ever see them?
No, I've never seen this.
They've never been. We sold them. We sold all 6. They did like a rose gold Richard Mille tonneau shape, and it was so ahead of their time. And I've never seen one since.
All right, okay.
We need to actually look up. So whether.
Yeah, if we can find something.
Rotary legal action is the Google search term that you want to be looking for.
Because anyway, when you mentioned the reversible, they used to do a series of watches. They were known for a while as
the homage crew.
Pastiches.
Yeah.
Well, they've got a Tudor GMT kind of clone. I don't know if you've seen that one. It's about £100. I think kicking about.
Right,
if you go into the lesser watch shops, you'll be able to see that one.
I'll pop into Argos on the way home. And
yeah, do that. Yeah, stock up on your Casios. So no, we've had a lot of good times in your shop and a lot of times spending money. But these new ones that you've brought along, I think we should get our teeth into them because people are obviously seeing them on the table and wanting to look. So where will we start?
Why don't we start with the newest launch, which is the anOrdain.
Okay.
anOrdain Model 1. So we get them yesterday. And
okay then, right.
So there's 5 colours available. That's the cream dial. And so the Model 1 initially, I think, was it 100 of each they made? 100 of each dial colour? Sold out very quickly.
Yeah, I don't know if they actually gave numbers, but
there was
the production,
limited production.
Yeah.
So this is everyone's been waiting for this one.
So anOrdain is a Scottish company based in Glasgow, and they do, they're big things, enamel dials, Fune dials. And again, they came along to a Red Bar event and showed how it was done and how difficult it is because they tried to explain and demonstrate, and the first 1 or 2 that they popped out of the oven or the kiln didn't work. No. So they had to redo it, and it just shows you the amount of determination you need to make a proper dial.
No, they've done, and they get fantastic reviews on all the big media channels.
Oh yeah.
So very well thought of, and it's really exciting. They've offered to put our name on the dials. So at 6 o'clock, we see Vitreous Enamel.
Yeah. We're
going to have James Porter and Son.
Fantastic.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
So that's in the process of being produced. So they do a cream, a red, a navy, a teal. And a pink. Right. Choice of strap colours, Melanie's bracelet.
What other changes are there on this one from the original Model 1?
So they've slightly refined the case. The biggest notice I can see is in the lugs. You can see just where the lugs meet the case, you've got these sort of wee
it's got a dip.
grooves. Yeah. It's just
new hands,
more refined. Yeah, they've put new hands on the dial as well.
I think they manufacture the hands themselves.
Yeah.
They're heating the hands.
So they're hand heated.
The dial, I think,
is slightly
dial's higher near the glass.
Right.
The biggest thing I would say with the Model 2s and now the new Model 1s, the print quality, everything is just more refined.
Right.
So it's just everything's just just taking this huge step up.
And the Model 1, the anOrdain logo is now at 12, where it was at 9, wasn't it?
No, that is lovely.
The finish is lovely, isn't it?
So, do you get a lot of guys popping in looking to buy a souvenir because they're in Scotland and maybe this is the type of thing they would go for?
Well, like you mentioned, it does bring people to the shop. People, because they've got a big presence online, and say all the big channels have reviewed them. So people can't always get to see them. And it's the same with SINN as well. I mean, we had a customer yesterday who came to the shop because he knew we had them. He was from Fife, and he came in to see SINN.
Brilliant.
And we get that with Doxa, SINN.
Yeah, it's getting word out there that people know that they can come in and have a look at them. And I think that's, like you said with SINN, a lot of people they're a popular brand. Very few people here have ever had the opportunity of seeing them.
That's true.
You know,
Yeah.
So
But we're working with anOrdain. We're not looking to compete against them. You know, so most they are.
So do they have other distributors or dealers in the country? Is it just you
None,
guys?
it's just us.
Yeah.
And the idea was that they get a lot of people come to contact them and say, I'm coming to Glasgow the weekend, can I come and see them? And they don't want to work and they're not open weekends, so
Right.
they can come to us and they can view. So this worked really well.
No, it's I can see the difference.
They're opening another store in Hong Kong and New York, the Armory.
So maybe opening one in New York. So yes, no, that is lovely, fantastic.
So they arrived literally yesterday.
And when are the ones with your details? When are they coming out?
I think it'll be a few weeks now. Yeah, because they need to have the
Plates
plates
being
made in
made at the
Switzerland
moment.
and then
Right.
come to here and then the dials
Stuff.
are printed.
Okay. And what are we going to have a look at next then?
Well, that could maybe lead on to like MeisterSinger, which, as you mentioned, them. Again,
Now, these are the guys that are famous for making watches with less
Single.
hands than usual.
single hand.
Yes.
So the dial's broken down into 5-minute markers,
Holy.
and that's a city edition, limited edition, city edition, 10
10
made,
pieces.
number one.
Well,
and
we're
10.
going to cut to a close up of that dial
It's lovely, isn't it?
because that looks like a hologram the way it's dancing around in the light.
Once you learn how to actually read the time with them, though, they're very. A lot of people
it's
look
easy.
at them. A lot of people look at them and go, "That just looks too complicated." It's
far easier.
probably
Yeah.
the easiest watch to glance at the time. You know, if you think, whenever you've had a meeting before, whenever you ever had a meeting at say like 2:34, it's always 2:30 or
Yes.
2:45 or whatever, or the 1:30. So it's just a glance. You know, so it's very, very easy to read the time when you look at them.
I like
Beautifully
that.
made. They really are. They're lovely.
How much is this one?
That one is 1900-ish.
Right. I'm going to compare this to an HYT that costs substantially more because another gentleman that you deal with as well now, Pietro from Limited Edition, we had a filming day with him yesterday and we're going to have another talk show edition either already out, who knows what order these will go out in, but it will be out soon or it already is. And he was talking about the same as you with HYT because they use fluid. It traces a route
Yep.
round and it harks back to water clocks and things where you didn't have a dial, you didn't have numbers, you just saw the passage of time across a day.
Yep.
And you could figure out how much is already gone
Yeah.
and how much is left. And that's pretty much bang on.
Yeah.
Now that is lovely.
They also do a jump hour version, which is
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea behind the brand with these one-handed watches is the idea of slowing time down. You know, they don't like,
Yeah,
you know, it's not about
chill.
letting, you know, you've only got a certain amount of, you know, time on this planet. Slow it down, let's enjoy it, you know, and that's
a good
the
idea.
idea.
Yeah.
Now this one here we're looking at, it says limited edition 01 of 10.
Yep.
So what's the story with this one?
Well, it's a city edition, so they made 10 for the UK,
Okay.
and that's number 1 of 10.
Okay.
We've never actually had it out. It's just sits in my safe.
So is this a for sale item?
It is for sale.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's somebody's interested in it, so it's kind of been put aside.
Wink, wink.
Be quick, guys.
If you're
Be
looking,
quick.
this is
That's
yours.
No, I like that one.
Yeah, very nice.
Lovely.
So again, and MeisterSinger came after kind of Grand Seiko. So Grand
Right.
Seiko, and then with them we took MeisterSinger on, and then Youngins is probably next if we want to do it that kind of way.
Yeah, go for that.
Because Youngins are lovely as well, another German brand, and that's the
Very Bauhaus.
that is the Max Bill limited edition. We like a limited edition.
Do you know?
That's
Yeah.
I'm not a big Bauhaus fan, but actually that particular model of Youngins would convince me.
Love the
actually
case back.
buy it. Yeah, it's lovely. It's
As far
lovely
as I'm led to believe, I think it's the only Max Bill design with an open case
Yeah,
back.
because
Right.
they are in control of the design.
Yeah. So the actual, what you see on the back there, that's the German school of
I
design.
was going to say it's a building. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen a kind of mesh arrangement before like that.
So they brought out a 3-hand version
Mm-hmm.
last year. First, which sold very quickly, and then they brought out a chronograph. The chronoscopes actually are kind of one of the best-selling watches in the range, in the Meister collection and the Max Bill.
It is really nice. and different.
Yeah.
That's where the stuff you guys sell is stand out.
Yeah.
It's not the same old that you get. It's not like every other shop in there. Careful what I say. It's not like not like most shops in their Gale Arcade where you can buy tags.
So we are hearing that more and more, and we have built up. At the end of the day, we still want to have brands that sell. You know, you can be different, but they need to sell. But these brands are selling.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have different product.
Yeah,
Interesting product.
that's a nice one.
And then we have the head-to-head of the two survivalists.
Yeah. Yeah.
So probably
This is a really interesting watch, actually.
Okay. Oh, yeah. This has been mentioned in our podcast quite a number of times.
so this has been massively sort of popular. Like you says, it's probably had a sort of resurgence.
Shows you how old I am. I remember the first time round.
I think it was made famous originally by Ray Mears. Is it Ray Mears that wore it?
Yeah.
I think. But in terms of bang for your buck, what you get, you know, monoblock titanium case.
Solar.
Solar.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so never needs a battery change. You've got incredibly good loom on par with Seiko loom.
300 meters.
300 meters.
Kevlar strap.
Also get it on a titanium bracelet. It's great
Perfect
size.
for surviving the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Imminent or
That's it.
otherwise.
Useful for next week.
You get a face mask in the box.
Yeah. Just a great.
You know there's a watch brand that's thinking of doing that right now. You know that somebody's going to do that.
But $299 retail.
Yeah.
That's
You
unbelievable.
know, it's
Yeah.
a great 5-year warranty. They're great. But they do
lovely.
that version. They do a blue dial and blue strap version.
Yep.
And a bracelet version. And it hasn't been available in the States. For some reason, the States haven't taken it. So we've seen a huge amount of interest
Right.
online from it. And
So what's the story with Citizen? It's kind of the unsung hero of the Japanese watch world. Everybody talks about Seiko, Grand Seiko, Casio G-SHOCK. Citizen kind of dips under the radar. So what other sort of models have they got that are popular?
Citizen do have some of the ranges or some of the kind of product as higher quality as Grand Seiko, maybe not quite finishing wise, but something movement wise and accuracy wise. They brought out what was the 001.
Yeah, the most accurate quartz watch in
which
the world.
is 1 second a year.
Yeah.
And Citizen UK have not really gone down that road yet. They are available, and they are very, very good to deal with. So with inquiries, we have got a Chronomaster for a customer once. Actually, don't think you haven't seen that.
Did you organise the really thin watch for Dave as well?
Yeah, so Citizen 1, so we got that. And I know that they have got a couple of 001s for other retailers. So they have got the product, but it's never really been launched in the UK. So I think that will change in time. I think there is a demand.
And what do you find are the sort of market leaders with Citizen sales-wise? What are the big ones?
For them, what models? And they do very well with like the red arrows.
The one with the commemorative box.
Yeah, they used to do very, very well with what they called the Skyhawk, the Anodigi style. They do very well still with them. But
Do
Citizen,
very well with the ladies.
Yeah.
Ladies' watches
Yeah.
do very well.
everything's solar powered. So it's Eco Drive, everything's solar,
Right.
5-year warranty. People love that.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Very military.
Yeah.
Yep. Great.
And then another just in
Yep.
is the
Here we go.
From the next survivalist,
Yep.
this really is getting towards the Richard Mille.
Bear Grylls.
Right, this is
Stallone watch.
I was going to say it's the Stallone.
Yeah.
I love this. This is a great watch.
You're not going to go missing. That's for sure.
Right, so what's the story with this one?
Well, Luminox, we've had Luminox for years. Another brand, we're the only only stockist in Scotland, I think.
Ah,
And it's very kind of under the radar. It's very military.
well,
People-
this isn't.
Well, that's not, no. But it tends to be a lot of guys in the forces buy them.
Uh-huh.
And they've teamed up with Bear Grylls and released 6 models.
You have to drink your own piss if you buy one.
There's probably a capsule in there that allows you to.
Wow.
So really nice, sapphire crystal, carbonate case.
Did tapping it prove that it was sapphire to you, Ricky? Was that your test?
Of course, it's like kicking the tires. And what's
they're,
this?
they're very light,
Is it,
good water resistance.
is it some kind of carbon effect on it? What's this?
It's a carbon core. So basically the case is made out of this carbon material that they use, so it makes it very light and very shock resistant as well.
And
So great as in everyday, if you're going to be knocking it about, if you're out doing any sort of adventurous activities, it's
the compass just slides off the strap, so you don't have to wear that if you don't want.
Best part.
Absolutely.
So they do 6 in the collection, 2 land, 2 sea, and 2 air.
Right.
I think they start 400, 600, and 800. That's 850, that one.
Okay.
But we've had a lot of people, as soon as they were announced, we had a lot of inquiries. So it's, I think it's a good partnership. With Bear Grylls. I think it'll do them very well.
It lifts the brand. I mean, but the thing we haven't mentioned about Luminox is everything was the glass tubes, the glass filled tubes. So the 25-year.
Yeah, so they're
Was it tritium?
12 and a half years. Yeah.
25-year guarantee, and they're so bright.
That is actually quite nice.
Yeah.
So I'll give you that back. Or I'll be paying another visit. You put an orange strap on things and I'll buy it. Seems to be the way. No, we talked about that one because that was released, a month ago? Thereabouts?
Yeah, they were certainly discussed, but they only came in March. Yeah, in March.
Right.
Yeah, not that long.
Yeah, we haven't even got them out yet.
So what other brands have you got? Because when I've been in the shop, there's always something in a display cabinet somewhere. We've got loads of brands on the table. What else do people see when they walk in?
Well, we've one obvious one, like you says, we've got G-SHOCK. They've been hugely popular. Casio's, especially.
Yep.
Another recent brand that we've got, we actually do have one on the table there, SevenFriday, as well, which is new to us.
Yep.
Let's have a look at that one then.
So,
right.
A bit more funky.
yes.
Now, this is a brand, when I got into watches only 3 years ago, I caught the tail end of it being mega popular. I saw them in Basel, but they've been quite quiet since then. And you're the first guys I've seen to actually have them in store. So what's the background with them?
Well, it was kind of, through self, Floatlight, and I think Scottish Watches that all got put in contact. I think they've been in the arcade before.
They have been in the arcade before.
Right.
And
I mean, Miyota movements, mechanical movements, they're
well made.
Really, the cases are lovely. Really well finished. I suppose they are more of a fashion mechanical watch.
Yeah.
So it's a bit different to, obviously, a different customer who would buy a Doxa at £800 or £1,000 or a SINN. But I think it's giving an offering something a bit different.
Again, I think it fits with the portfolio.
Yeah.
With everything else that we've
got
in the store.
That's the new T series. I think that's lovely. Some of them are very big, bulky. That's very wearable.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
So as much as you're saying it's got a Miyota movement, it looks like it's all been mucked around with.
Oh, aye. Yeah. I mean, the dial, there's a lot of detail in it.
Well, it's skeletonized. You can open heart. You can see there's different colours in there instead of the usual sort of stainless steel effect.
I suppose you've got a lifestyle brand.
And there's different models there that have rotating discs to tell the time, which is personally
like our
my
work.
favourite.
Yeah.
It's because it's completely different and you don't see that anywhere. I like to call it sort of term it Tony Starkish.
Yes.
I like that sort of style. So it's something different. And hopefully we can bring in new.
Well,
new
that's the
clients
thing.
with it.
If you've got this in your window, you're going to have people walking past saying, "I've not seen that before."
Yeah.
Exactly.
New people to the watch scene, like me and Rick, 3 years in, you probably look at that and say, "I've not seen that before in Scotland. Tell me more about it." Oh, I'm in your shop. Oh, you've got G-SHOCKs. Oh, you've got SINN. You've got Grand Seiko. So no, it's
I
fantastic.
suppose G-SHOCK's a lifestyle brand as well.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, people don't use the functions that are on them, really. So it's offering a mechanical lifestyle brand against G-SHOCK.
Well, it turns out the video that I mentioned with Pietro from Limited Edition, there is some interesting special pieces that we've got recorded. I don't think we've got this one. We had one that's a wood effect.
Right, yeah.
And there was some special ones that we can't talk about, but you can see.
Yeah,
So,
no, really
that's
cool.
lovely. So what's been happening then in the watch industry over the last sort of couple of years? take away from the products for a couple of minutes and just sort of talk about the business side of things with you guys. How have you seen things changing and developing? Has there been a lot more people getting into mechanical watches? 'Cause that's what we kind of seem to hear.
Yeah, I would say there's been a massive change in the market from like the under £500 price bracket, which we used to be a huge. We used to punch real above our weight. The size of shop we have, the numbers we sold, certain brands. I mean, Apple plays a huge part in that. They've taken away a lot of that business. People are buying a smartwatch or an Apple Watch or a Fitbit or a Garmin.
But is that a case of they're taking away from business, or they never wore a watch for the past 10 years anyway?
Well, who knows? Who knows that? But I think there's a certain customer who, if they were going to get a watch for their Christmas or their birthday, a few £100, maybe at the moment buying an Apple Watch.
Right.
But I think, but saying that, the mechanical side has changed completely. We're selling far better watches than we've ever sold, and it's a real shift back to mechanical. If you think about Seiko, for example, most of the Seiko launches are mechanical pieces. All the growth in the Turtles, the Samurais, all the Prospects. Yes, they do some solar models, but like with the Black Series they brought out a few years ago, the slowest sellers were the solar.
Right.
You know, the Turtle one, couldn't get enough of them. Just everybody wanted the black Turtle, but the solar ones weren't quite so popular. So yeah, definitely.
Well, let's
mechanical.
talk about Seiko. They changed things up when they brought out the revised Seiko 5 series. Again, you were one of the first guys we heard of to get a full shipment.
Yep.
And it wasn't even everyone that was out, but it was most of them. So how's that been?
Yeah, they've been great.
Massively popular.
Yeah.
I think because the SKX wasn't readily available in the UK. You had
Was
to
it ever
import
officially
it.
available?
No,
Right.
no.
Strange
one. And that was a massively popular watch. Still is.
We were asked for them every day, every week. Can you get an SK? No.
So I mean, to bring out the range that they've brought out, in the different styles, because you hear of all the modding that people do with SKXs. There's really not any need to now, which may be a sort of tactical move on their half. But open case backs, get to see the in-house movement.
Yep.
For £250, £280.
I mean, I've got 3 SKXs, and they're very, very well made. I've had them for a number of years now, and these are just more refined. They're clearly trying to sort of take a step up.
Right.
What ones are you finding are the most popular? The colours that they do?
The all black,
Yeah,
the sort of stealthy all black, has certainly, I think, been the most popular.
Even the Casio.
Yeah, that look is definitely, and it's the same in Luminox. The best selling Luminox is the blacked out version.
But I mean, you've always got the Paddy, well, not the Paddy, but the
Pepsi.
Pepsi variants are always popular. Blue dials at the minute are always are quite popular as well. So, but green.
Actually a green.
The all green.
Yeah, the green bezel green.
And it's a lovely, lovely watch. That.
If you compare the price of that to a kind of fashion brand,
Yeah.
You're getting a 100-meter in-house, fully in-house movement. 200, it's a no-brainer, really.
Yeah.
It will literally last generations. Something, so an investment point of view, not necessarily investment to make money, but something that you spend £200-300 on, it's going to last you years, whereas an Apple Watch is going to last you 12 months maybe at most.
And it'll introduce customers to the brand.
Yeah.
And we have had people saying, right, buy my son, we'll buy him he can get his Seiko 5 and then can progress.
As we like to say, gateway drug.
Yeah. That's the beauty of a Seiko. You can start off with a Seiko 5 at £250 and you can progress to...
Credor, $750,000.
Yeah.
So show us the progression then. We have a lot of Seiko, Grand Seiko with us.
So I suppose I didn't bring a Seiko 5 with us, but we've got the Turtle, or the King Turtle, which is the new... This is the newest Turtle model with a ceramic bezel, waffle dial, which is...
Sapphire glass.
Oh, aye.
You're going to tap it again to prove that it's sapphire?
We actually had a customer in that sort of nicknamed this one the Grenade. I thought it was quite a nice term for it.
Yeah.
Just with that colour, the sort of waffle dial works very well.
They did that with the
Aquanaut.
Patek. Yep.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago. That was
And I've
really
never
nice.
done one that colourway before. A turtle in the kind of olive kind of green or grenade green.
Again, at that price point, to get ceramic bezel, I don't know even if there is another watch with ceramic bezel at that price point.
And it's got a date magnifier, which again they've done before in maybe certain markets, but they haven't done over here.
Yeah.
So they're now covering people who like, as the one Alan's wearing, is no magnifier.
Yeah.
They've now got a magnifier.
So it's for older people.
You putting your order in now, Rick?
Put an order in now. One for each wrist.
And it lines up.
Does it?
The all important
He's
question.
testing. He's testing.
It's almost what he goes for. He always goes. He's like he always goes for your weakness.
Yeah.
He kicks you in the shins.
Yeah, I'm a Frankie Boyle. That's really nice. How much are these in?
That one's 520.
Yeah,
That's cracking.
that's
That's
nice.
It's
bezel for
lovely.
520.
And even the standard black variant as well is lovely. You get a nice gold, where basically it's the same colour gold where it says Divers 200. It just pops off the dial.
Looks like it'll have crazy lume as well.
But they've upgraded the bezel as well, so you've got more of a grip on there.
And the rubber straps in these are always really nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
yeah,
simple.
that's the same as the rubber strap I've got in one of mine.
Yeah, fishtail buckle, keeper.
Now,
Nice.
you've got a good relationship with Seiko because you managed to get your hands on quite a lot of their limited editions as well. The first Seiko I ever bought was from you guys, and it was the Dawn Grey, the samurai version.
Yep.
That went to a new owner
And where's
recently.
that now?
Oh, did it?
That's now in Italy. It is quarantined. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I never wore it. That was the problem. I bought 2 Seikos in the same week, and I never wore it, so it had to go to a new owner. But
Yeah.
he will
No, I love
enjoy
the
it.
watch.
It
They
was.
sold out very quickly, as you know.
Yeah.
As did the previous version, the Black Series, and then there was one before that I can't remember the blue one. They did a turtle and they did a samurai.
Wasn't it Save the Ocean or anything
No,
like
it was before the Black Series. Blue something. Anyway.
that? Blue Hotel? No, that's lovely.
And we only got 2 each of them, and they sold out the weekend we got them.
All right, okay.
Right.
So that was the
And then this next one is a watch that's creating
Quite
quite
a
a
bit of
lot
hype.
of chat.
Yeah.
This is the new Alpinist, and this is the compass bezel new Alpinist, because there's also a new Alpinist, which now doesn't feature the compass bezel.
Yeah, so this reference here goes back to the original Alpinist that they made. So they've brought it out in the white or sort of creamy dial, which they originally had as well. There's the green with the gold markers. And then they've also brought out a black, which is a wee bit different in terms of it doesn't have any Arabic numerals on it. So it's only got you'll see the triangular markers.
Yeah.
They're all the way around the dial. And it's got a nice pop of red at the bottom where it says automatic 200.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, essentially, like the original Alpinist wasn't available in the UK.
Oh.
I actually owned one, which I gifted to my dad, which I had to import. So it's nice that they've actually now brought that to this market.
Yeah, Seiko seem to be really on the ball that way. They know what people are looking for, customers are looking for, and that one we were asked for again for years.
They're not really in the ball when it comes to letting the cat out of the bag with releases, though, are they?
No. Yeah,
But,
or maybe they are.
Well, yes, it's questions. Yes,
Yeah.
so in this past week, whenever we were watching this, Seiko did a brain dump on their website of the full catalogue for 2020 and then quickly pulled it. But yes, I suppose there is a conspiracy theory that says this was merely a tease to put the catalogue online.
Because the
show
phone
everybody, and
the
then
phone
remove it.
starts ringing as soon as
Exactly, as soon as the stuff goes
soon as the
online.
stuff comes out,
But the
yeah.
Alpinists are clearly going to be quite popular. These are open case back, aren't they, these new ones?
Yeah.
yeah, so the original wasn't.
Yeah.
It was solid case back.
So what's the type of dial? It's like a frosting or something?
Yeah, it's almost like a
Satin or
matte.
something?
Yeah, but it's got a little bit of sort of
It's got a
sunburst
sheen.
play to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The green is like a sunburst, and then you've got that sort of black finish.
Very nice.
But someone who's owned one, they're fantastic watches.
What is your collection like then? Because you've been a watch industry insider now for a good couple of years, probably.
Lots of Seikos.
Lots of Seikos.
Yeah, I'm a big. I've always been a big fan of.
You qualify for the staff discount yet?
Not yet. I think I've still got a bit of work to do.
It's got a baby coming.
Yeah. So I love tool watches. So like the reason I bought the Alpinist was my dad used to do a lot of climbing back in his younger days. So I loved the idea that was made for Japanese mountaineers.
Right.
And that's for his 60th.
This is the
60th birthday, I think it was.
This is a Japanese explorer.
Essentially.
Kind of. Yeah.
But it's I just love that whole history, the story behind it, the fact that it served a purpose. And he wears it every day.
Oh, right.
And he's also got a Grand Seiko as well, but he wears the Alpinist a lot more. They're great watches. Fantastic.
So apart from Seiko and Grand Seiko, what else have you got?
Doxa was another one. Again, before Simon got them in, I was a big fan of Clive Cussler books, and unfortunately, recently he just passed away, and I kind of got to know the brand through reading them, and kind of at the same time when I was getting into watches, so it kind of married up quite well.
Good.
And always looking at the older vintage ones, and when they brought out the reissue of the original Sub 300, I was like, I have to get that. There's no question. So, and that's a watch I'll never get rid of. It's just so unique, so different. There's anything else really like it at all. But yeah, it's mainly the watches of that.
Yeah.
And I'll never use them for what they were designed to do. I don't think anyone does, but I just like that.
Yeah.
I like to feel like Matthew McConaughey in the film Sahara with his Doxa. So,
hey, all got to have dreams. Excellent. Okay, back to the boxes then. What else have we got?
So yeah.
Well, you were talking about Doxa there, so should we dive into Doxa?
Yeah. So we've got.
We brought the four. Good selection. The T-Graph.
This is probably the
The
most classic. So it's basically a 1-to-1 reissue of the original Sub 200.
Okay.
Back in 1969, I think. I don't know if did we have it last time when we did the podcast?
I think they just arrived, maybe.
I don't know if we had the 200 though at the time. Maybe. But it's essentially a 1-to-1 reissue. Other than you'll obviously have an upgraded case and clasp in terms of the materials used. It's got the original Valjoux 7734 movement. So basically, the Yenny family had new old stock.
Right.
I think
Did they not have new old stock of something else and then released the really, really expensive models last year?
Basically a gold version of that.
A gold version of this, right.
A solid gold version of that. And they put, again, the same movement in that. So, again, to have, a limited number of 300. 300 is a very small number when you think of some limited editions that are, several thousand.
Oh my gosh,
maybe not.
7,000, yeah.
But 300 of something, you'd be doing well if you ever bumped into someone wearing another one of them.
Yeah. So the movement that's in this, you say it's an ETA. Feels
Manual
a lot
wind.
better.
Yeah, so they've basically refurbed all the movements.
Right.
And brought them up to modern day spec. You've got basically a kind of like a vintage watch, but with the security.
All the benefits
watch.
of a modern watch. Oh, that's lovely. Right, can we have a look at the little blue one? I'll give you that one back.
That's the Aquamarine Sub 200.
Now, these are the watches that we've heard quite a few people speaking about because the colours are so vibrant, and you can also get them on a colour matched, perfectly colour matched rubber strap.
So they do 6 style colours and matching straps for each one. So you can buy them in the bracelet or on the strap, or you can now buy the straps separately. And the straps are, we brought the navy one to show you. The straps are lovely. Quality is lovely.
Yeah, the straps are, I seem to recall from an insider, are made in the same. Somebody told us they were made at the same place as Richard Mille, I think.
That's what I was told. And Rolex, same.
It wouldn't surprise me when you see the quality of them. Yeah.
Sapphire bezel, sapphire glass.
Yeah.
Tap it just to make sure again.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, again, to get a watch under the £1,000 mark
It's unbelievable.
with a loomed sapphire bezel.
Oh, it's loomed as well.
What I
Loomed
love
as
is this,
well.
see if you look at the case side on, I think the finishing in the cases is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of watches a lot more expensive than that aren't finished like that.
So what is the price on this one?
$950.
Oh. And that's on the bracelet?
Yeah.
And how much is the strap?
Separately?
Yeah.
$210.
Alrighty then.
Yeah,
It did come from that factory.
$9.10 if you buy it
It
with
just shows you
with
the,
the strap
the
attached.
quality of the strap.
Yeah.
they are expensive straps, there's no question, but when people do feel them and
Oh no, they're good.
they think, okay, right.
They are specifically fitted to the case as well.
Yeah,
It's integrated.
The strap is not an expensive strap for the quality of the rubber strap. It's only when you compare it to the fact that the watch is such high quality, but also notionally inexpensive.
And if you look at that navy one,
that
it's
you go,
like you
wait a
say, it's
minute, but they're great. They're great. I love them.
fully integrated.
I mean, you'll pay the same for other
Oh, absolutely.
rubber straps,
Yeah.
to put on other watches that are of
Talking about you, Panerai.
And we have had
Similar
customers
quality.
buying more than one rubber extra strap to colour-wise.
right.
Yeah, because
Oh, clashing colours. Is that they're not signing a disclaimer?
I mean, the great thing is though, if you put the watch on,
Go on, put it on.
Okay then.
that one goes to your eyes.
Stop looking into my eyes, Simon. I've told you about that before. Not on camera anyway.
the biggest thing that we get is people are surprised by the size when you tell them it's 42mm.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Yes, it is.
Exactly.
What?
So we actually have several women including one of our
Yeah, Libby in the shop wears
colleagues
that one.
wears
that's
them as
great.
well. So it's the fact that people and people that aren't necessarily watch enthusiasts are buying them says a
Well,
lot.
they're very, you mentioned fashion brands. Doxa is not a fashion brand whatsoever, but that's a fashion watch almost.
See, I'm still quite old-fashioned retailer that I always think about when I'm taking a brand on how's it going to look in the window. Because I still, although online and social media still plays a big part in what we do, or does play a big part in what we do, I still think of how's the brand going to look in the window, and Doxa looks fantastic in the window because of the colours.
Yeah.
Yes.
You sort of see
Yellows.
people walking
Yeah.
past and then they reverse back and sort of come back and
Well, when you've got this guy
Yeah.
and you've got the yellow one beside it and the other
The
colour schemes,
orange and with the strap
yeah,
combinations.
they
it's
sing
really
out to
punchy.
people.
Yeah.
Really punchy. And that was the other thing I loved about SevenFriday display. They've got a fabulous kind of toolkit display.
Yeah, it's
This
like
looks great.
a snap-on.
Yeah, it looks
toolkit
great in the
box.
window.
I have to say,
that's
I
okay.
like the white dial. Is it actually a white dial or is it silver?
Silver.
It's silver. I like the.
And they've
the
named
silver
them
dial.
all, so that's the
I wasn't going to put you
C-Ram.
on, I wasn't going to put you on the spot. of naming
No, I do.
them. You
Orange is
memorised
professional,
it.
black shark hunter, sea rambler,
He
silver.
didn't write down those details on that one.
it's on the back of his hand.
Caribbean is blue, and that's the aquamarine.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, aquamarine's easiest one. And diving star is yellow.
Oh, quick
So the
aside.
aquamarine's just
So
called
you
the
can have a wee
aquamarine.
quick-
Yeah, really original.
A wee quick look at that's it on the.
This is
the
a more
rub-band.
sedate.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is good.
I mean, they are lovely straps.
I think
It's
though,
Oyster Flex quality.
Yeah, but I think swapping the straps out as well. I think the blue would look really nice with the orange strap. So there's that mix and match.
Not sure about that.
You're just trying to get more sales. You should be happy.
We'll
Got baby to pay
set some of them up and take some photographs and we'll do a poll on it.
Well,
So yeah, the only one that doesn't come with a matching strap is this sea rambler, the silver. It comes with a black strap.
okay.
Wouldn't look right with that.
Yeah. Well, we've got an episode of the podcast that will be out by the time these videos are, and it's with Andrew from Time and Tide.
Okay.
And he was talking about how, well, Doxa was a big brand and still is over in Australia, obviously with surfing and the Barrier Reef.
Yeah.
And there's people coming out of the woodwork that bought watches from Doxa in the 60s. And they're getting into watches again and they're talking about it. So, it's really good.
We've had clients that have bought them for their jobs. Got deep sea divers that come in that work up north, and they still use them as a backup.
Wow.
I imagine there's a bit of the novelty aspect there as well. But yeah, we've had that, which is nice. I can't imagine too many people going and if they buy a Rolex are using it to take deep sea diving. But
Very true, very true. Okay. Well, we're running low on time, so let's have a look at the SINNs.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Grand Seiko either.
Oh, we'll leave that to the very end. People wanting
so
more.
Zinn
Zinn
and
and
the clickbait at the end.
And just it is Zinn, not Sin, because we had them over yesterday.
It is
It
Zinn.
It is Zinn.
yeah, I want to bet on that one.
Yeah. I suppose.
That's the one.
Yeah,
That's
this is the one that everybody loves to see, is the Hydro.
Well, we're going to talk about this, and we're going to talk about the Breitling
Right.
as well.
So this is oil-filled, completely oil-filled movement, case, file. And if you turn it, so basically the liquid inside it is the same refractive index as the sapphire glass, so there's no reflection. If you look at it side on,
Oh, it looks like it's painted on.
yeah, so underwater there's no reflection. You can see the hands at any
I mean,
angle.
I can see that from over here. So if you hold that at an angle, I can still read. I can still read the time right the way because there's no reflection on it until it's actually opposite.
And you
So
can
your eyesight is that good, is it, right?
Well, I can tell. Yep, it is that good.
And you can see as the as the second hand is going from 6 to 12, you can see the second hand pushing through the liquid, kicking back slightly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just dips back
Just
down again.
ever so slightly.
The other big benefit to it as well, and you'll probably be quite surprised when you see how thin the watch is, the case will go to 12,000 meters.
I was about to say, with it being not air inside, does that affect the depth rating?
But you can only take it to 5,000 though.
Sorry?
You can only take it to 5,000 meters.
Such a disappointment.
Yeah, but it just means if you happen to go 12,000 meters, the watch isn't going to break. But 5,000 meters is the max you could
So
take.
You'll still have the
quartz.
bits to take to the repair centre.
Exactly.
That's
So
what
I can drop it when I'm diving at 5,000 meters and send the robot in to get it at 12,000.
And the coolest thing, which we saw yesterday, is that the case back has actually got movement in it. So essentially the case back can actually...
Yeah, so this centre part will raise up as the oil expands with heat. So,
How does that work then?
Because he showed us the case back off, and you can actually push the centre of the case back out slightly. So as the oil expands, there's room in the case to move as the oil expands.
there's basically a membrane in there which
Yeah.
stops it. But if anyone does buy these,
They get a free
well,
trip
the
to 5,000
battery
meters.
the battery life on them is 7,
5 to
8
7
years.
years. Yeah.
But when it does come to getting it changed, it needs to go back to Zinn. If you take it to a regular watchmaker and they don't know the hydro technology,
imagine
They're going to get wet.
yeah.
Hey, let's take that to Silverburn so the wee guy runs their watch repair stall in the middle of there.
But again, case is made out of German submarine steel, so it's about
From which war?
It's about 1.7 times harder than standard steel. More corrosive resistant and more anti-magnetic, and then your bezel is tegimented, so it's more
That's very
scratch
cool.
resistant.
And what price is that?
You can,
Yes,
no.
I think it may be about £2,020. Yeah. Why the
can-
extra £20?
That's the
Pri-
baby-
they
it's
are
the
kind of
baby fund.
priced funny.
Those Germans.
You can pay to have the whole case tegimented. If
Right.
you want the extra, which is it's quite a
German-made cases
remarkable
as well.
technology.
German-made cases.
Right.
Glashutte, company SUG, which they are part-owned.
Oh,
So
they're very
everything's German or
I'm
Swiss.
assuming that you brought this brand in. This is proving highly popular.
Yeah, we've only had them a few weeks.
Yeah.
Month, maybe.
Yeah,
Less than a month. Yeah.
yeah. And it's bringing people to the window, bringing people to the store.
Right, let's have a look at the Navi.
Yeah, I love this.
So you need to tell the story. Who wants to tell the story of why SINN get away with producing a watch that looks like a Breitling?
I think they bailed them out, did they not? Or
Yes.
something, the story goes. Or,
So back in Umpty Ump, when Breitling were in trouble, is it Helmutson, I think was his name, basically bought the rights the bailout Breitling, which allowed him to produce that. Now, I don't know whether, somebody once told me, I don't know if it's true, that Breitling pay some sort of royalty back to SINN for each one that they produce. Now, that might be a complete fabrication, in which case apologies to all, but the reason why they produced this watch and are able to do it is because for a goodly time period, and indeed now, they had the rights and bought the rights off of Breitling for that dial layout construction. They're very, very, it's really odd how it compares to the Breitling, in that you would think there'd be nothing that appreciably different, but actually it does feel like a really different watch. I never really understood why. I don't know if it's the dial's cleaner somehow, or case is slightly differently sized.
What do you think?
I actually quite like it.
They're nice, they're very
And
nice.
I'm trying, my brain keeps telling me that it's a mother of pearl dial, but it's not.
No, it's got.
It's the concentric circles are so close together, it gives that effect. No, it's really, really nice.
And there's so many options with SINN as well. Straps, as Alan said, you can change cases. You can, they're all tegimented. You can have them non-tegimented. You could have a tegimented buckle because it's treated steel, so it'll wear better. There's lots of things you can do.
Right, let's go on to the daddy then. Let's look at the Grand Seikos.
So yeah, we've brought a selection of 4, really we've got 2 new limited editions, literally just out. The new 9F 60th anniversary quartz.
This one.
Now, what's the significance of the little gold star down at 6?
5 seconds a year accuracy.
As against 10 seconds for the standard quartz.
Oh, the shit one. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, they've just, again, up in their game. Also, as well, it's a new movement, so you can actually move the hour hand independently. So you don't interrupt how accurate the watch is.
Oh.
So once it's set, you can pull the crown out once, and then you can adjust your hour hand separately. So great for travel as well, if you really want to, you're into your accuracy. So it's a nice touch. And then the colour scheme, 60 is a big year for Japan. It's like I've completed a full life. It's about a new life, a new dawn. So the colours sort of represent that.
So life expectancy is 60 in
60,
Japan.
and you start again.
Start
So
again.
60 is a big thing in Japan.
Yeah.
That is lovely.
Yeah, beautiful.
There's something about Grand Seiko where they sparkle. The indices are obviously the polishing is world famous, but the way the light catches indices, nothing quite like it.
No, that's the whole purpose of the...
Yeah, they're designed in a way that you'll always be able to read the time, essentially. So, unless you're in a complete pitch black environment, you will always...
Like Ayrshire.
You'll always be able to read the time. You'll always have a light and a dark edge. So everything's got a purpose.
And I
nothing's
heard
a mistake.
that they polish the underside of the hands as well.
Supposedly, I've
reason?
never seen one, but yeah.
No, we can
apparently-
just
Crack this one open. I've got a watch tool here.
Is that a penknife?
There's that penknife.
But yeah, apparently the underside of the hands are finished to the same level that the top side are.
That's good.
And this is,
Oh, that's
I think
even
I'm right in
nicer.
saying, this is the first time they've done a high beat non-GMT in the 44GS case. Remember the Hodinkee event?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all about the 44GS case. This is the 60th anniversary high beat,
Yeah.
which again, blue and blue.
And the one you've not got is the one with the blue
Ceramic bezel.
Yeah.
Is it
Different
a
case.
60-minute bezel on it?
No,
It's just a blue.
Just a
no,
blue.
It's
It's
just a blue bezel. I thought
bezel.
it was marked. That's cool looking as well.
How much is this one?
that one's 5,350, 5,350, 5,250.
Right.
So who's that competing against in the wide world of watches?
Rolex.
Rolex. Is it an Explorer type?
It's,
No, it's probably
Ten
Oyster
hours,
Perpetual,
more
maybe?
Oyster
Yeah.
Perpetual?
yeah,
It's dressier.
it is phenomenal.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
And it's so good that we've got these extra lights in here because you can just see it sparkling away. And even the movement, the decoration.
Well, one thing I should actually have said about
Actually,
you can't actually really see it with the light in here, but you've got your sort
Has it
of
got the GS
anniversary
logo
and the GS logo that's
Yeah,
hidden at the sort of
it's the
20-minute marker.
It's the most subtle one they've done.
Yeah.
Because last year there was a couple of repeat patterns in the quartz
Aye,
models.
they were very sort of
Yeah, it was quite obvious, but these are you actually really look for it.
No, that's phenomenal.
but they are
Who was that?
beautiful.
That might have been me dropping my pen.
Did he do this the last time? He did, didn't
I
he?
did actually. Oh, we
Yeah.
should introduce. We haven't said that our secret spy friend is here. That's not me.
Our security.
Security, shout
Yes.
hello.
Yeah, that is lovely.
And probably one of the most special watches we've ever had
There you go.
is this one.
There's just something deeply satisfying about Grand Seiko. Just kind of feel like, yeah, it's just a good thing. This is an amazing watch.
Yeah. So 18 karat rose gold, hand wound,
Nice and heavy.
Oh,
enamel,
Wow.
platinum.
I really hope the
the
close-ups
Yes.
show off what we've got here.
Yeah, so the indices and the numerals are platinum dust.
Mackie. It's called Mackie. Is
Yeah, sort of painted on
150 of those
by hand.
produced.
Right.
So we're classed as a master shop. We're waiting for Seiko furniture coming, as you know. Might be 2021 before that comes. But so certain stores can have, like the Redmi, the 269 last year, that was available through certain stores.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that the High Beat one is only available through stores.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's a beautiful piece.
Yeah, no, that's lovely.
What price is in this?
27, around about the 27 mark.
I'll give you 28 quid.
So 27,000, and where's that sitting in the wide world of watches? Because I think there's always
A
an
safe.
interesting. I think it's always an interesting comparison as to where Grand Seiko are going with their pricing. Because at the kind of where it's been mixing about recently has been between Seiko and Grand Seiko. Some of the Seikos are going to the more expensive end, but the Grand Seikos, while it's not cheap, when you look at what you'll get for that money from their competition, it's still unbelievable value. I mean, you'd be buying a gold Vacheron three-hander or an AP or something. You're not going to get close to the
I was going to
quality of
say,
that for the same
how many
money.
of these brands would make something in 150?
Yeah,
And if they did, what price would it be?
exactly.
You know, in gold.
Not even talking about that piece there specifically, when it comes to the range as a whole, personally think they're unrivaled when it comes to value for money for what you get.
Yeah.
I do think you're up there with Vacheron, Patek, Lange in terms of the quality. They are at that level.
I'd agree with that. Perfect. Well, listen, thank you very much, guys, for bringing these watches along. We've had comments in previous editions of the talk show where they like to see the watches, and the fact that you've brought so many in such a wide variety, hopefully the viewers will appreciate them just as much as we have. So if people want to check out your store, where are you guys? What's the address, and where are you online?
We're in the Argyle Arcade in Glasgow, so 24 to 26 Argyle Arcade, and we're online, James Porter and Son, on Instagram, James Porter and Son.
Facebook, Instagram.
Perfect. And you kind of alluded to the fact you're going to be doing a couple of events and some Red Bar things later on this year as well. So you guys should get signed up for Red Bar if you aren't already, because
And come in
good
and see
things
us,
ahead.
and we'd love to chat and show the watches, and that's what we've got them for.
Perfect. That's great. Well, thanks a lot, guys, for watching this episode of the talk show. There will be more coming out. We have quite a few in the bag and lots more planned. If you've got any comments, suggestions, or feedback, drop it in the comments below. And also check out the podcast we've got. Comes out twice a week, Mondays and Fridays. Check out our Instagram at Scottish Watches and our website as well. So, Rick,
I get to do my bit now.
you get to say your bit,
Excellent. Well, it's goodbye from me.
and it's goodbye from everybody here.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.